Andrew here with the Reach Company. This is a tutorial where we're going to be going over adding events to your website. And so we're starting here on the actual events page. Just to give you a run through, we have Rockbridge events and we have helping people find a location. Oftentimes people will come to the events page to find a church service, so we want to kind of clean up our events listings and direct people towards the location area so that they can find their Sunday service information. And below here, you'll see that we have a month layout for our events, and we can filter them by campus and we can filter them by department. We're going to go over and jump over to the back end so that we can see how to work with events here. For the most part, your campuses and your departments are already set up, and we're going to be working with a few tags right here to make sure that events populate in the correct area on the website. So what we're going to do is I'm going to work with, I'm going to add a new event. And this is going to pull up the event information area right here. And I'm going to title this, I'm going to title it Rockbridge 360 October. If I can type right. Oh, man. And then this is going to be information about the event. Just for time's sake, I'm going to paste that a lot. Down here, we're going to have the time and the date that it starts. And so we're going to say this event is on October 17th. We're going to say it happens at, let's do 1 p.m. And we're going to say it ends at 2:30. Here for the venue, you can select the venue, but I'm going to say that it happens at every campus, and so I'm just going to click your campus to have a space here. And then for the URL, if someone needs to register for an event, you would just type in the event URL here, just so the button shows up. I'm going to put a hashtag. So if you have an event where someone needs to register, you put the registration link in the event website URL. If you had a cost here, I know Rockbridge 360 is free, but I'm going to go ahead and put it's $15 just so you can see kind of where it populates. And then down here on the SEO for events, you don't really have to worry about it, but you can go ahead and put the description that you used up here and make it sound appealing so that if someone shares the event on the website, they get to see, or shares the event on Facebook, they're able to see a short description of the event right where it's shared in your Facebook feed, and it looks good. So now we're going to scroll back up to the top of this tag right here, or this column right here. And since this is a Rockbridge 360 event, we're going to choose a tag. And I'm going to type in Rockbridge 360. And the tags here are really important, and here's why. We have, let me scroll back over to events. I'm going to change this to list for now. We have a few different types of events, and it's probably better to show you on the back end actually. Let me go to events here. Remember, we're talking about tags over here on when we're adding an event. So I have a few tags set up, and whatever tag you use will kind of determine the display that's on the front end. So the first thing here is I have a missions trip, and I have the tag set to trips. And so when a missions trip is put in, it looks like this. And there's an apply button here, there's an expense support, there's a missions leader right here. And then the location, I could probably take away the address right here because it's Haiti. You're not gonna need the directions to your missions location. So that's what happens when you add a trips tag. When I have a camps tag right here, a camp applies to the whole church, but it's at a specific location. And so when you use the tag camps, this applies to a youth camp, a retreat, something like that is off-site for the whole church. And we'll go ahead and view that. You can see here that there's the details, the start day, the end day, the leader, and then the expense. That's a really expensive youth camp. And then a registration button as well. And then the location, even though it's all church, it shows the location of the camp. And then they can click here to get directions. For a campus-specific event, there is no tag. It just needs to have the campus set. And so let's view what that looks like. When you select a campus, you have to put in the venue of the campus, and it will populate right here. So if you have a campus-specific event, you would select Chatsworth campus here, or Calhoun campus, or whatever campus the event applies to. And then the last is an all-church event. An all-church event doesn't need a tag, but for something like Rockbridge 360, I make sure that the tag makes sure that this makes the event show on the membership page. So if someone were to go to the membership page, a Rockbridge 360 event will show right here, and they can register from here. And it's an all-church event, and so what that means is that instead of showing an address or a campus, it says this event is happening at each campus, and it's a pop-up where you can find your location, find the campus closest to you. All right, so now that we covered tags, remember tags are Rockbridge 360, trips, and camps, and that determines what kind of populates on the front end. Second is we have the campuses to select. Remember, this is an all-church event, so I'm gonna select all church right there. Departments, I'm gonna select kids and students. This is important as well because if you select kids, the event shows up on the kids page. If you select students, the event shows up on the students page. If you select missions, the event shows up on the missions page. We're not using regular event categories because it's all department and campus driven. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to select a featured image. What image? I think this is my favorite picture that you guys gave me, so I'm going to use it. And once we've selected all that, we're going to hit publish. And I'm going to go and check out what the event looks like. So, Rockbridge 360 October. The event info shows right here. You can see the start date, the start time. Obviously, 360 is a free event, but I put a cost here so you can see. They can click this to register with whatever link you put into the website URL or the event URL. And then since this is an all-church event, they find their location right here. And if we refresh the membership page, it shows up right here as well, Rockbridge 360 October. And that is the overview of how you can create an event based on whether it's a trip, a camp, a campus-specific event, or an all-church event.